How's it going, Dazzlers? Welcome back to Daz Games. Me and you are gonna have a little talk. Today, guys, I thought we would talk about my thoughts, my true thoughts on feminism. Feminism has always been quite apparent on this channel. It's not because I bring it up all the time or I make it a common topic to talk about, but as you know, one of the main series on this channel, other than the other stuff that I do, is Daz Watches. I don't watch the videos beforehand, as I make a strict policy of I want my reactions to be real, so I just don't look at them before you send them to me. And you guys send them to me. I don't source the videos I watch in any way. They're sent to me, and I look at them, and I think, okay, this will make a good Daz Watches. Yesterday, I reviewed a video by Nicole Arbour titled "This is America, Woman Edit." It was basically her version, or parody, if you will, of Childish Gambino's "This is America" video. In his video, he portrayed many different topics and undertones, such as politics, racism, police brutality, gun crime, school shootings, etc., etc. You probably know the video. It's huge. Nicole made her own video in which she mainly focused on the problems affecting women in America. But yesterday, I was reading through some of the... I say yesterday, I mean now, when I'm recording this. I was reading through my comments, and I'm aware that over 65% of my audience are women. I love that. I love that so much. I love all my female dazzlers, and it hurt me to see my points being taken the wrong way. Granted, I don't think I worded everything in that video as correctly as I usually would have. Often or not, when feminism is on this channel, it's usually not feminism. It's usually a video that you guys want me to see because it's some crazy woman hating on men and stuff like this, and we've had women who wanted to see guys junk chopped off and all this extreme, which is just not feminism. It's not aiming for equality. It's not what we want to see. And whenever I am greeted with this, obviously I'm not going to support it, and a lot of times I am faced with being misunderstood. Even though I don't think me and Nicole Arbour are going to see eye to eye, I don't think I mentioned that, yes, I do understand completely that there are points in her video. Take such things from the video like women being shamed for breastfeeding. Not only have I witnessed this in real life and stopped it from happening, but of course, guys... Of course, I understand that this is still a problem. Just because in the video, I was saying not all men are like this, blah, 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 it seemed like I was just defending men. I still understand that it happens. I'm not a fucking idiot. I was not saying in any way, shape, or form that women still do not have to deal with these problems that were portrayed in the video. Jesus, like I said, I've stopped it from happening. If I saw a woman being shamed or asked to move or go somewhere more private to do that, I'd fucking say something. I'd say something, and I'd probably end up slapping the taste out of their mouth. It is inexcusable to ask a woman to go somewhere more private to feed her child. Breastfeeding is like the most natural thing you could think of. So when I'm talking about the progress that we've made and that women have so many more opportunities now, and quite rightfully so, I am not under the impression that it has disappeared. Yeah? I understand so much that there is so much work still to be done, and I'm so happy that I am alive at a part of life when so much women empowerment is taking place. I'm proud of it. I'm proud to support it. I'm proud to be a part of it. My views on feminism are as follows. Like I said in the video yesterday, whether you agree with me or not, or whether you think I'm just some privileged man who is seeing that men need more rights, which is why I ask you to hold off your keyboards until the end of this video. When I said in the video yesterday that there are problems on both sides of the fence, there are. The problems affecting the male side, granted, I also said this, the further you go back in history, the more history has lent towards men. It was only but 100 years ago that women were allowed to vote. I can't understand why a woman was never allowed to vote, or why we hate people for the colour of their skin or their sexuality, but these problems exist, and they're fucking wrong. I don't stand for it. But there are still problems that exist on the side of the fence of men that could in fact be considered non-equality. I am someone who supports both. I am someone who wants equality for all. I've said it a million times. I've said it so many times that I want to see a world where everyone, not just based on gender, but based on, you know, size, age. I don't like discrimination. I don't see why humans cannot be left alone. I just feel that everyone deserves equal rights. And that's what we're working towards. And the only way to do that is if you do look at both sides and see problems where there are problems. You got to remember that there's a cultural difference here. I am from the UK, and I will admit, I over there, it's different than here. Whenever I go to America, and you see girls being hollered at in the street. You see groups of guys wolf whistling, and when I go to America, it is worse over there. I'm not a fucking idiot. I can see that there are problems that you women face in America, and it's not fair. You should be left alone to walk down the street and not have a group of men, which can be quite intimidating, to have people, you know, screaming stuff at you and whistling at you and hollering at you. It's wrong. It's fucking wrong. And it's why I don't go to clubs, really. One of the main reasons is I can't stand that there are a lot of guys taking no for an answer and won't leave the girl alone. It makes me mad. It makes me angry, and I'm not the sort of person that can just sit there and let things happen. So my stance on feminism, it begins and ends at equality for all. My main problem with the video wasn't that these problems she was bringing up weren't true. Obviously, these are real issues that exist. I'm not going to stop saying that until you understand that I realize that these problems do affect women, and it's fucking wrong. My issue was with the video is that all the men in there were made out to be evil. When you contain all that in a music video and you're portraying things, there was no room for discussion. There was no room to show the other side what a decent guy is and just how bad some women can be. There was none of that. It was just all seemed to lean towards hating on men and portraying the fellow man as a bad character in a book. I wouldn't sit and watch a video if men were portrayed as victims and all of the women were just evil, horrible. I wouldn't stand for that, because not all women are horrible, evil, cheat, blah, blah, blah. Men can be arseholes, women can be arseholes, men can be good, women can be good. Like, the original video by Childish Gambino, it even had, like, a moment's silence in the video for victims of school shootings. Cole Arbor did the same thing in her video. Just to pause the same time as he did, because she was mimicking his video. I just think it was very distasteful to take that video and get your message across like that. That's taking someone else's message and wiping it out and then putting your own stamp on it. And I think most of everyone agreed with that. I really just wanted to clear up my views on feminism, and that I understand. I understand what you girls go through. And I understand that the world still isn't perfect. And like I say, when I say that we've made a lot of progress, I don't mean that it's over. I don't mean that there's more progress to make. And certainly by me saying that there's problems on both sides, I'm not a male trying to say, oh, but us men have problems, when I know that women throughout history have had it worse. When you want equality for all, you fight for all, and that's just what I do. I try to be as fair as possible to both sides, because I want to see us as a race move forwards and not look back and remember history and all its bad times, and make sure that we don't revert in any way, because that can happen. When a mate does watches, there's no script, there's no rehearsal, I don't see the video beforehand. I speak my mind, I pause the video, I speak my mind and play the video, pause, speak, pause, speak. Usually it's just comedy, but every now and again we touch across serious issues, and we've had a lot of feminist discussions on this channel. I just want you to know, especially my female audience out there, my female dazzlers, I know that she made a lot of points. They were just presented in the wrong way, and I didn't like that she snubbed out someone else's message and just did it her own way, when she could have just made her own video in her own unique way, stating these issues. And I don't think we can work towards equality when we are vilifying and monsterizing the opposite sex. It's not what we're working towards. That's just going backwards. If I ever hear or see a woman being mistreated, or a guy, I'm the first one in the room to speak up. I can't stand unfairness, and I really hope you guys know that I know our history, and I know what women have had to go through, and I know that men haven't had to fight a lot for rights. And for the people that have asked me what I feel on the male side is still wrong, that still needs to be, I'm going to tell you, because some people have asked, and I really ask you not to think that I'm trying to say that men, that I'm fighting for more one side. Like, it's so difficult to say this when you're all behind the screens, do you know what I mean? And I can't just talk to you. What I mean by problems on both sides of the fence, obviously we know all of the things that women have had to face and are still facing to this day. I think things are moving fast, and I like to see all this change. I'm loving it. But as for the other side, what did I mean by that? I think there are things that are completely unfair based on the fact that we are men, and we are always portrayed as strong and, you know, the tough, you know, can't really be that sensitive about things, that sort of issue. And I think that comes into play with child custody issues. I feel that just because a woman gave birth, if that father is an amazing father and he can provide, I don't understand why, mainly in America, there are a lot of men that just lose everything, and it all goes to the mother, because no other reason than she is the mother. I feel if he's an amazing father and he loves his kids so much, I think there should be laws there, a little bit more laws there in place for men and parents based on the situation. Obviously, if he's a druggie or he's violent or abusive, then no, he doesn't deserve to be near that child. But just based on the fact that of sex, I don't think a decision should be made purely by that. I think there's also, when it comes to abuse, there are so many setups across the United States for women who have been in abusive relationships via counseling or support groups or centers that are purely there for women who have suffered abuse. There are hardly any for men. And I'm here to tell you that being in an abusive relationship as a man is just as horrifying. Just because we're seen as bigger, tougher, stronger, you know, physically, you know, it's all physical, emotionally, that we can't be hurt. I feel that there should be more support for men, in terms of abusive relationships. It's all there for women. It's all there. And I don't think there's enough for it. And I think the reason for that is not because it's not wanting to be supplied. I just don't think the demand is high enough. I think a lot of guys feel that they can't talk about it, and that they don't go to these centers, and that, you know, that they're a man and they just gotta soldier through. It's not the case. It's when you're being beaten up by a woman you love, it's not a good feeling, you know. And if you're not a violent person, not just because she's a woman, you don't want to hit her back because you don't want to hurt someone. I don't want to hurt someone if, you know, I don't have to. So I think that there could be more support centers and stuff, or, you know, just things like that. The same stuff that women are fighting for. I think there's a few things on the other side of the fence. Really, all I'm saying is I just support everyone. I just want to see everyone in this modern world be brought together under equality. That's it. End of story. Equality for all. And I mean it. I mean this. I'm really sorry if you took it that I wasn't standing with you and acknowledging that there are still these problems, some of which that Nicole did bring to light in this video, just in the wrong way. I do see the problems. I know what women go through, and I've always said it throughout history. Women have had the raw end. So that is where I always stand. I always fight for equality for all. So I'm glad we could finally talk solely about this topic. I think it's been worn out now on this channel. I love you all of you. I support you all. And again, I'm sorry if any offense was taken. I think I just need to remember that I am on camera and I need to word things better because you're not in the room with me. I can't just tell you what I actually meant if I slip up. Like, love, caress my channel. Stay dazzling, and I will see you in the next video. Hopefully, it'll be more cheery than this one. I love you guys. Thank you for your support, and I will see you in the next video.